Oh, hello. Hello. I am so excited you are here. Welcome to Locked In Era. This is where we create consistent 8K to 10K cash months instead of income that's all over the place. And so if that's what you're here for, then you're in the right place. And I'm going to share with you everything it takes to get there. So, I'm so excited to be sharing with you how to make your income something that is not all over the place, but where you actually walk into every month knowing you'll make 8K to 10K months. Not having a 10K month and then dropping back down to a 2K month. Not having highs followed by lows and then going back to zero, but where your income is actually consistent, sustainable, and predictable. And it feels that way instead of like a roller coaster. So I'm so glad you're here. I would love for you to grab a piece of paper, write down and have it handy. And I want you to write down what is the income goal that you want to make your new baseline? And why is that important to you? What does this allow you to do? What is the income that you want to make your new baseline? And why is that important to you? What does that allow you to do for your family, for your life? If you are new to my world, I am Gabby Lee. I am the sales queen. I am a serial entrepreneur. I've built several successful businesses across niches, and I am about to welcome my second baby into this world any day now. And I've built my business coaching on the back end of my maternity leave for baby number one. And now getting to a place where I am fully secure in my business, in my income, knowing that it fully supports us. Um, it's a totally different lens, and I'm really excited to continue sharing that moving forward. Where not only do I have consistent 8K to 10K months, I now walk into every month with that. And that's what I want to make possible for you. I love nothing more than helping women build businesses that actually support their families, ones they can rely on, where the bills are paid, the income is coming in, they know how to create sales and clients on demand, and they can actually exhale, where they can be present with their kids without thinking about their business, where they can feel like the successful woman their business says they are instead of being quietly terrified behind the scenes. Because I honestly did not realize the mental weight of wondering where and when and if my next client was going to come in was having on me, was taking on me. I didn't realize how much I was thinking about my business in the back of my head instead of actually being with my family. And now, since I've walked into every single month for the last several months with 5 to 7K already guaranteed, that mental weight is no longer there because we're fully supported. It's like being at a 9 to 5, knowing that that paycheck is coming in. And so I want to now make sure that this is what I'm teaching to all of you and all of my clients. Because it's one thing to have 8K to 10K months and then drop back down to zero and never really celebrate and never really feel like you can take your foot off the gas. And it's another to have them coming in and not fearing that your business is going to go backwards next month. To already have $20,000 secured for the remainder of 2026. It feels so good. And I don't say this to brag. I share this with you so that you can experience this too. I'm no longer chasing each client. I'm no longer on the hunt to bring them in. I'm actually just living my life. I'm not thinking about work when I'm outside of work. And that is freedom to me. And so if you're in a place where you're done with having that really good month and then dropping back down to zero, you're done constantly feeling like you're hunting for clients. and your income is a roller coaster, and you're done with not wondering or not knowing what you're walking into every month, then you're 100% in the right place. And I'm going to give you everything you need to make 8K to 10K months be your baseline, not a lucky streak. So let's get into it. You're here because you have a coaching business that's working. So can we just be honest with that and celebrate that? You've had a high month. The problem is you can't sustain them. But regardless, you've had one. So let's celebrate that. What you're doing is working. Now we just want to leverage it so it works even better. Right now, your income feels all over the place. You have a really good month, then it drops back down to zero the next. You're hunting for clients, you're on the income roller coaster. You have high months, but instead of celebrating, you're questioning, can I do this again? Wondering, will it happen again? You're looking at last month feeling like you're just catching up. Or you're looking at the month ahead saying there's nothing on the books. How am I going to do this again? And that is frustrating as heck. You've had the highs. What you're doing is working. So why isn't it consistent? I felt this way inside my business. When I was in my finance business, I actually had a $15,000 month. But then every month after that was 5 to 7K. I didn't know how to make another $15,000 a month happen. And I wasn't able to make it really sustainable. And it didn't happen again for 5 months. And I wasn't able to actually make it sustainable, make the 8K to 10K month sustainable until recently. And it was frustrating. When one month you're celebrating, your business fully supports you and your family, and the next month you're totally freaking stressing, right? And now that I've walked in with 5 to 7 thousand dollars already guaranteed, the 8K to 10K months literally are so simple. They've become my baseline. And as I prepare to take the next 2 months off, I'm not just able to provide for my family, I'm able to breathe, no longer stress and think about and work or sales and where my next client is going to come from. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today is how I got here, what changed, what I had to focus on. And my goal is to give you the roadmap to making 8K to 10K months your baseline, where you go into every month knowing your business can fully support you and your family. So you can finally breathe too. Be present with your kids, not think about where your next sale is coming from. Know that you're going to hit 10K months and for it to feel so freaking inevitable and for your strategy to be working consistently, your content, your messaging, everything. So let's get into it. Before we get into the strategic pieces and the roadmap that makes 8K to 10K months consistent, we need to actually talk about what is standing in your way of bringing in 10K months consistently. Why does your income actually feel all over the place, filled with highs and lows, going back to zero? And I want you to write down why you believe you can't sustain 8K to 10K months. What comes up for you? Maybe it's your content, your strategy, your messaging, your offer, your leads. There's no right or wrong answer. What do you think is really keeping you from sustaining 8K to 10K months? And so I'm going to share with you what is actually standing in the way and what I see my clients struggling with and what I've struggled with in my own business and why these 8K to 10K cash months feel like luck or feel like hustle. The real reason that N 8K to 10K cash months don't last for you is not because you have the wrong content, the wrong messaging, or the wrong strategy. If those things were wrong, then you would not have hit these high months to begin with. So let that sink in. The real reason they aren't lasting is because you haven't mastered your sales system so you can sign clients on demand. Your offer is not sustainable. You're not building enough recurring revenue each month to make them possible. And so I'm going to share my screen. In order to have 8K to 10K cash months, you have to have a foundation of recurring revenue. So you go into every month with the foundation, and you have to know how to bring in sales and clients on demand. That is how simple it is. And we're going to go into both of these in depth. What makes up a sales system that signs clients on demand, and how to actually build recurring revenue each month so you're walking into each month with 5K to 7K already secured. Therefore, you only need a few clients to bridge the gap, right? But we need to first talk about the flow and the client pathway to getting to consistent 8K to 10K months. Because I see way too many people try and skip steps instead of honoring where they are in business and what their focus needs to be on. And with the increase in noise, people sharing stuff, business coaches, there's a lot going on and there's a lot being said. And so we have to really look at where you are in your business and what does your business need to get you to that next level. So here are the steps. The first, sign your first client in business. Sign your first client business. And I would even say this is like signing your first 3 clients in business. And honestly, this is the hardest part. All the momentum that has to be built to sign your first client, all the work that has to be done to sign your first client, all the trusting, all the optimism, like all the optimism you have to have. And it can be really exhausting because there's so much we have to do before we actually get to the result of signing clients. And if you have yet to sign your first client, then the conversation is not signing clients consistently or building recurring revenue. It's about doubling down on what actually leads to clients and sales, your visibility, your content, your marketing, and focusing on that every single day so that those 3 clients can actually come in. And then once you've signed those first 3 clients, it's no longer about, can I make this work? It's about, how do I make this work consistently? How do I have these clients coming in consistently? How do I have people coming in consistently? How do I have leads coming in consistently? Sales, clients, the right audience. And that doesn't come from reinventing the wheel every single month. That doesn't come from doing more or posting more. It comes from what was actually working with those first 3 clients or your last 3 clients, right? Depending on where you are. Maybe you've signed 100 clients and repeating it and doubling down on what's actually working. It's looking at where your best leads are coming from, why they're choosing you over anyone else, and what moves them from following you to hiring you, how they actually bought from you. When you uncover this, you know exactly where to get visible and show up to bring in more leads. You know what content to write that has your audience raising their hands asking to work with you. You know exactly how to position your offer so more people buy. And when you know this, you don't just start signing clients consistently, you start bringing them in on demand. You go into every single day knowing what to do post say to sign clients. So you can do it whenever you want. There's no need to hustle, launch, push. When you know what's driving sales in your business and where your leads are coming from, what content is converting, how to position your offer so people say yes, then you know how to create clients on demand. If you don't know this and you don't know what you're doing is going to bring in clients consistently, then we can't focus on building recurring revenue yet until you have this sales system. Your sales system is what makes your sales repeatable. Your content, your marketing, your daily actions are what have you signing clients consistently. And when you can repeat these actions and know that it's going to lead to sales, that is when you know how to create clients on demand. Not from hoping what you're doing is going to work, not from showing up and posting and crossing your fingers that people are going to reach out, but from knowing exactly what's driving your leads, your sales conversations, and your clients. This is why when I tell you, if you've already had an $8,000 to $10,000 cash month, your strategy, your content, your marketing is actually working. Your job is not to reinvent the wheel. It's to actually uncover what was working in the first place and why, and make it repeatable. That is what brings in clients on demand. So if you're starting the month saying, how am I going to make 10K months? Then this is actually where your work begins. It's turning your strategy and what you're doing into a sales system that works every single month. So you know what to focus on, what to do, what to post, what to say to bring in clients on demand. The number one thing I see stopping people from 8K to 10K months consistently and sustainably is simply this. They have not fully locked in their sales system, so signing clients happens on demand. And so if this is you, this is where your work begins. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's not about changing your messaging again. It's not about changing your content again. It's about looking, where did your last 3 dream clients come from? Why did they choose you over everyone else? What moved them to following you to hiring you? What content had your audience reaching out? Therefore, you know where your best leads are coming from, what content to post, how to position your offer so people buy. This is the foundation of building recurring revenue and the foundation of 8K to 10K cash months. Turning what you're already doing into a sales system that works every single month. So leads, sales conversations, and clients come in on demand. This, after you've signed your first client in business, you then start to sign clients consistently by building this sales system. And if you don't know how to bring in clients on demand, how to bring in leads, how to bring in sales conversations, how to bring in clients, then that's where the focus needs to be. And it's not about getting a new strategy, it's about uncovering what was working before and doubling down on it. The second piece of consistent 8K to 10K cash months is actually recurring revenue. And there are 3 pieces of recurring revenue that we need to talk about. It isn't just about starting each month with income already secured, right, through payment plans. It's actually your offer suite and what you're selling, and it's the re-signing of current clients. So what most people are missing when it comes to recurring revenue is one of these pieces. And that's why 10K months aren't sustainable. That's why income feels all over the place. That's why you have a high and then drop back down to 0. So let's talk about each of these. But the place that I want to start is your offer, because this is where I have to start with all of my clients before we do anything. I see so many people not having sustainable $10,000 months And actually, this is where I was because of their offer. Your offer determines your ability to have consistent income. If your offer is too low, the volume that you need is too high. It becomes unsustainable with the amount of leads, sales conversations, and work you have to do to make that happen month after month after month. If your offer is too short, you constantly have to be filling old spots before you can even think about filling new spots, right? You're always working backwards or working the month behind you instead of moving forward. So we want to fix these things and make sure your offer is actually sustainable for consistent 10K months. Otherwise, you're always going to be on this roller coaster. And I'm going to give you a little exercise, where we can see how sustainable your offer is right now and what you need to do monthly in order to hit 10K months with your current offers with zero recurring revenue. And if this feels doable, then perfect, right? We move on. If this does not feel doable, then something needs to shift. So we simply look at, is your offer sustainable by dividing your monthly income goal by the price of your offer. So this is going to show you how many clients you need if they paid in full every single month to hit that income goal. So if your monthly income goal is $10,000 and your offer is $1,000, you would need 10 clients every single month who pay in full in order to hit that. Then you get to ask yourself, does that feel sustainable? Does it feel sustainable for me to have to sign 10, right? Whatever your number is, X amount of clients every single month? What happens if half those people pay via a payment plan? Now I need double, triple. Sure, you're building recurring revenue in that process, but what you need to hit that 10K month ends up being 2 times, 3 times more. So do this. Is your offer currently sustainable? How many clients do you actually need? Because we're going to take it a step deeper. And look at the amount of, and not just the amount of clients that you need, but the actual sales conversations that you need to make this happen. And this is something that a lot of people don't look at. It's also something that a lot of coaches don't talk about, is what you need in order to make these sales happen. So, how many sales conversations do you need in your business? You take the amount of clients you need to hit your income goal, and then you divide it by 0.5, which is the average conversion of sales calls. If yours is higher or lower, then plug in yours if you actually know it. So if you use this same example of needing 10 clients, we would take 10 clients divided by 0.5. And now I need 20 sales conversations that month in order to have 10 pay in full clients come in. Does that feel sustainable month after month? This is what you get to ask yourself. How many sales conversations do you need to have on the books in order to have this income that you want? Now we're going to take it a step deeper and look at how many leads you need. So we take the amount of sales conversations that we just created and we divide that number by 0.2. If you know your lead to sales calls conversation, then put this in here. This is how many leads you need to have coming in every month in order to have those sales conversations, sign those clients, and make that monthly income. So with this same example, we needed 20 sales conversations. So we take 20 sales conversations and we divide it by 0.2, which then equals 100. 100 leads I need to have every single month. This is new people coming in, new conversations being had, people signing up for trainings, masterclasses, freebies, etc. So now you don't just know how many clients you need, you know the work that's actually required to get there, the sales conversations, the leads. And you can ask yourself, does this feel sustainable every single month? If yes, awesome. If not, what's coming up for you? Does your offer need to shift in pricing, in structure, in length? This is where I start with my clients, even in the process of signing clients consistently. Your offer has to be sustainable for 10K months to be sustainable. And if you're selling high volume or short term, it's never going to feel like enough. And this is where I was selling 30-day programs, which was great, but every single month I needed to refill all 30 of those spots. Right? You're either going to sell a ton of offers and not even hit half your goal, or you're going to be constantly filling that leaky bucket. And that is what continues to make these higher months luck instead of maintainable and consistent and inevitable. And so I'd love to know what's coming up for you. How is this landing? Once you've uncovered if your offer is sustainable, then we can start to talk about recurring revenue. And this is really the simple part of business. It comes through payment plans and through re-signing clients. And this is something that a lot of people don't actually talk about. We all know having our audience or our clients on payment plans, right? Through the length of the program, and you can even extend them. I have no issue extending them a little bit further. Honestly, this is preference though. That's pretty straightforward. But the other piece of recurring revenue that doesn't get talked about enough is actually re-signing current clients. When I have 5 clients sign up for a 90-day program, in 90 days, I'm going to already have 5 sales conversations on the books. So I don't even need to be getting as many leads in for that month. I don't need to be booking that many sales conversations for that month. I need to actually just work on keeping the clients that I do have. So when you've built your recurring revenue through payment plans, and then months you already have sales conversations on the books with your current clients, the work that's required to bring in new clients continues to decrease. And this is a huge reason 8K to 10K months now feel so easy. It has to do with the payment plans coming in every month, but it's also the sales conversations that are already on the books because of the clients that I'm already supporting. It's June 30th and I've already signed 50 clients this month, and half of them were resigns. When I can enter a month with $5,000 to $7,000 guaranteed, I only need a few more clients to hit my goal. Then, when I already have these conversations on the books, then of course it's a no-brainer. And that's exactly what happened for June. All of my clients were having client conversations about re-signing for the fall when I'm back from my maternity leave. So I didn't need a single new lead to come in. It was already in my pipeline and already mapped out for the month. But on the months that I don't have as many client conversations to have, and I don't know what's driving my sales, what I need to do, what I need to post, what I need to say to bring in clients on demand, then signing 2 to 3 clients a month feels easy. Sorry, did I say that right? When I do know what I need to do, post, say to bring in clients on demand, signing clients feels easy. It's a non-negotiable. It's something that's just going to happen because I know exactly how to make it happen. And then through signing those 2 to 3 clients every month, I'm building my recurring revenue even higher and higher. So each month it gets a little more and a little more. So soon enough, I'll be walking into each month with 10K months instead of just 5K months. And then I can easily start hitting 15K months and 20K months. This is how you grow and how you build by building that floor of income. Excuse me. So you're not starting at zero every single month. But we cannot build that consistent recurring revenue until we know what's driving sales and how to sign clients on demand. And we have to go through each stage of business and recognize where we are and what our business actually needs to get us to 8K to 10K cash months. Signing your first client, signing clients consistently, then building recurring revenue. So, payment plans is how you build recurring revenue. But re-signing your current clients is a way to keep building your sales conversations. So, you need less leads and sales conversations every single month. So now that you've uncovered what's actually standing in your way of having 10K months, it's not your messaging, it's not your content, it's not your strategy. It's that you're either in a stage of business where building recurring revenue cannot be your main focus. It's that you haven't locked in your sales system and know exactly what to repeat to bring in leads, sales conversations, clients on demand. It's that your offer isn't sustainable for sustainable 10K months. Or it's that you're not building recurring revenue through payment plans and through re-signing clients. And so now you know what you need to focus on, what stage of business you're in and where your energy needs to go, what you need to be doing to actually build recurring revenue, and how to actually build it. So that 10K months can be your baseline by the end of the year. That happens, sustainable offers, a locked in sales system, recurring revenue. This is how I stopped having 10K months that were happening from luck. And I actually started having them consistently. And this is what I want for you too. Because there is nothing like being able to breathe, going into each month, knowing my family is supported, that my business is bringing in income, and that I can create clients on demand. That confidence, that conviction, the results of that speak for themselves. And this is what I want for every woman to be able to experience in their business. No longer hustling to sign clients, pushing so freaking hard just to go back down. No more feeling like their income is all over the place. That doesn't come from more content messaging or strategy support. It comes from making what you're already doing repeatable and sustainable. And that's exactly what I did with one of my clients. I took my client H through the entire process. She started with me last fall and actually had never signed a client before. In our 5th month together, she started signing clients, not just one. She signed 6 new clients into her group coaching program at $2,000 each. That's $12,000 in sales. Then, instead of reinventing the wheel, we dove deep into why things were working so we could repeat it, and where her best leads were coming from, why they were reaching out, why they were hiring her. And we turned it into a sales system for her to repeat daily, weekly, monthly. And guess what? When she opened up her one on one spots, she filled 3 of them within a week. Then she opened up another cohort and she filled another 3 spots. Then, when her first cohort ended, she signed them into a new program. Half of them came with her. Within 8 weeks, she had made $20,000 in sales within 7 months of starting her business. In the last 3 months, she's had 8K to 10K cash months consistently. How? We made her offer sustainable. We uncovered what was driving sales and repeated it. We built recurring revenue through payment plans and re-signing clients. Now, 8K to 10K months feel inevitable instead of like a fluke. She expects sales. She gets to watch her business continue to move forward. And she's relocating to Europe. And she's not stressing about her business. And that is freedom. And I have so many other clients just like this. And this is what I want for you too. So if you're saying, Gabby, I do not want to go another 3 months with income that's all over the place. I want 8K to 10K months to be my baseline where I am not hunting for clients, but I can finally feel successful. I can finally exhale knowing my business is supporting me. I can take time off, be with my family, go to doctor's appointments without worrying if my business will go backwards. And I can stop treating 10K months like there's something I'm going to lose and start knowing they're inevitable. If that's you, then I want to invite you into a free locked in income audit. This is actually where I am going to look at your business and see where your gaps are, what your focus needs to be on. So 8K to 10K months become your baseline. This is for the person who was already signing clients and has had 8K to 10K months, but it hasn't lasted. And if you're done relying on those random sales, you're done relying on luck, and you want 8K to 10K months to be your baseline, then this is 100% for you. You can DM me, you can reply back to an email, the word audit. I only have 10 of these for July. We have covered so much. You've seen your gaps. You've seen what is continuing to keep you stuck. You've seen what your focus needs to be on and where you need to go. If you want my eyes on your business, this locked in income audit is 100% where you need to be. So let's make that happen. I hope this was beyond valuable for you and you know exactly where your focus needs to be on and what you need to be doing next. And I want nothing more than for you to have consistent 8K to 10K months. I love you, and I'll see you soon.